Hello friends, my name is Kisan and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video tutorial, we are going to explore a Spring MVC framework. So what is a Spring MVC? A Spring MVC helps in building flexible and loosely coupled web application. The model, view and controller architecture helps in separating the business logic, presentation logic and navigation logic. Models are basically responsible for encapsulating the application data. The view render responds to the user with the help of model objects. Controllers are responsible for receiving the request from the user and calling the backend services. So in this video tutorial, I am going to create a simple Hello World web application. And next video tutorial, I will explain you the flow of MVC. So here is the Eclipse, and here I'm gonna create a very first application, a Spring MVC application. So right click over here. So I have Eclipse Juno, and here I have configured Tomcat 7. So you can use Tomcat 7 or even Tomcat 8, doesn't matter. Spring MVC will work in same fashion. Now right click over here in left, and here you have a different options, and go to the dynamic web project, and here I'm going to type hello Spring MVC web app. So this is my project name, and make sure that you have selected Apache Tomcat in runtime environment and keep everything as default, and click on the next. Again click on the next and select this option, generate web.xml. This is also called deployment descriptor in the web world. Now click on the finish. Now here we have created our project. This is web-based project. So you can see the small globe sign over here. This is indicating then that this is a web-based application. Now required jars you will have to copy in the lib folder. So these are the required jars basically, which I am going to copy in the lib directory. So these are the required jars as of now for this application. I have copied in the lib folder. So we have a common logins, a Spring AOP, and these are the jars for a Spring core container, right, and web MVC jars which is related to a Spring MVC. I'm not going to interact with the database in this video tutorial, so there is no related jars for the JDBC or any ORM framework. Now, so these are the dependent jars, and I'm using Eclipse latest jar, that is 4.3.9, and this was released on the 7th June 2017. So this is the latest one as of now. Okay, so we have copied the latest jars. Now let's start with the web.xml or deployment descriptor. So here in this deployment descriptor, I'm going to write hello Spring MVP. So this is basically display name. So this is optional, right? So if you do not write this, that is also fine, but here basically it describes about your project. That's it. Now when you talk about the Spring MVC, then a Spring MVC basically works, there is a servlet, it's called dispatcher servlet, who works as a controller in a Spring framework. So first of all, you will have to configure dispatcher servlet who works as a controller in MVC framework in web.xml or deployment descriptor. So this is just a servlet. So how you register your servlet in web.xml, in similar fashion you will have to register the dispatcher servlet. So here I'm going to write a servlet, and within the servlet you have a servlet name, and servlet I'm going to specify dispatcher. See, you are free to choose any name. So here I have given the name as dispatcher, but you are free to choose any name. Now servlet class we need to specify, and servlet class is nothing but the dispatcher servlet. So if you don't remember qualified package name, then you can press Ctrl+Shift+T and search for the dispatcher sublet. Dispatcher sublet, and here is the guy. Click on this, and here you can copy qualified name. So let me close my previous project. So here go to the web.xml, here is the web.xml, and you can copy the qualified name of the servlet. Now every servlet has a servlet mapping tag as well, right? So that also we will have to specify servlet mapping, and servlet mapping takes two parameters. First is the servlet name, which is same as this, and you can specify the URL pattern. So URL pattern you can specify in the different fashion. You can specify in the wildcard, like but here I'm going to specify slash, so this will work for the all URLs, right? So you can specify in different fashion. So we'll talk on this later point of time. As of now, I have given the slash, so this will work. So any request coming with the slash will this dispatcher sublet will intercept those requests. So that's the concept. Now we are done with the web.xml. Now let's go, and here inside the web INF, right click over here, and we have to create one more XML file, and that is called a Spring Web configuration file. So this is a simple configuration file, and here naming convention of this configuration file would be the servlet name what you have given. So dispatcher, first of all, whatever servlet name you have given, that name you will have to specify dispatcher, then hyphen servlet .xml. This is the naming convention you will have to follow. So here we have given the servlet name as dispatcher, so dispatcher hyphen servlet.xml. So by default naming convention, basically Spring MVC follows like this, but if you would like to give this name something else, then of course you have some option to you have provision to give whatever name you want, but there would be some changes in the web.xml. So that we will see in the next video series. As of now, just we are adhering with the we are sticking with the default name. So dispatcher servlet XML, right? And here we required a XML doc type, which you will have to copy from any existing example. So there are millions of examples. You can go and copy this doc type, right? Here in this Spring configuration file, we have to configure some Spring related beans. So first bean I'm going to specify, so ID is not really needed, so directly I'm going to specify class name, and class name is called internal resource view resolver. So press Ctrl+Shift+T and search for internal resource view resolver. This is the class name I'm talking about. Click on this arrow, expand this guy, and copy qualified name. That's it. And you will have to copy this qualified name. Package name is too long, so I do not remember basically. So basically I copy from the jar itself. Now this guy has a couple of properties, and this property will have to inject through setter based dependency injection. So first property, we have a prefix, and prefix value you can specify. I'm going to specify something like that, web inf slash view slash something like this. We'll talk about this, what is this. Now next property I'm going to specify a suffix. So in this project, just I'm trying to run this project. In next video I'm going to specify what is prefix, suffix in Spring MVC flow, and I would say .jsp. Now suffix I have given web-inf slash views. So inside the web-inf I'm going to create a directory, is called views, and JSP page I'm going to create inside the views itself, right? So almost the configuration of this file is almost done, and now in src folder I'm going to create a controller. So we will have to create a simple class with com.infotech.controller, and package name I'm going to specify hello world controller, hello world controller. And this is a simple class, and this class it will have to annotate as @controller. So controller, and here I'm going to create a method is called public, and return type I would get model and view. This would be the return type, and method name I'm going to specify welcome, and here I'm going to return object of model and view. So new model and view, model and view. And if you look in the model and view, there are a lot of constructors, so people sometimes get confused what constructor I have to use. So I'm going to use, this is the simplest constructor, which takes first name as the view name, second is the model name, and third is the model object, right? So view name I'm going to specify welcome page. This is the our view name, and this is the message, this is the model name. So I would say welcome message, and here this is the model object. So model object here I'm taking as just a simple string. I would say welcome to Spring MVC World. This is a simple message which I would like to print on the UI, and UI or view. So view name is a welcome page. So view name we'll have to create in the view directory. So this is just a JSP page. I would say welcome page, and we have a model object this which contains this string, and model object name is welcome message, and this message we would like to print on the UI. And size I'm going to specify S3, and we can use JSP expression language to access this message like this in this fashion. So this is simple. Now this controller will have to register in the Spring configuration file for auto scanning. So we have a context component scan, and base package we can specify the controller package name. That's it, and almost we are done. Now let's right click, and in controller we can we'll have to specify some more annotations like @ something is called request mapping, and here I'm going to specify value equal to /. That's it. And here before this method I'm going to specify method equals to method equal to request method, and request method we have a many kind of methods. So here I'm going to specify get. So just I want to get some response from the UI. That's it, and let's run this application and see what output we get. So we got the response on the UI, and that is coming from the controller. So in this video tutorial I did not explain you entire flow and lot of components in the this example. So all components, along with that how Spring MVC flow works internally, so that I am going to explain you the next video tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed learning this video. Still this learning of this project is not completed. until unless you do not watch my next video. So in next video I am going to dig out every component. So thanks for watching this video and see you.